When you started playing, before you played with Karpov, you had Gorevich to kind of train you.
Yeah.
Did you also spend time trying to analyze what Karpov was expected to play? Did you try to anticipate his game?
Yes.
And if so, how?
Well, the first thing was we first looked up the basic stuff. He plays the Caro-Kann defense. He plays with white. He always opens with the queen pawn, and he's generally very conservative. He never changes his openings. He works them very thoroughly, but he's very reluctant to change them, especially during a match. And well, this can be a strength and a weakness. It's a brick wall. You keep banging against it. But on the other hand, if there is a weakness, then you keep banging against it. He hasn't got another wall. And then we found that he's very, very, let's say, uncomfortable in new situations. This, relatively speaking, he's a very great player, and he's probably better in
new situations.
Yeah, he's probably better in new situations than a lot of people are in their forte. But still, we found that for his strengths, it would be ridiculous for me to play something he knows very well. So I just played a lot of innovative stuff. I didn't even have to work it out very thoroughly. The idea was to keep him guessing, was to force him to work at the board, and to get him into time pressure.
Do you think Karpov tried to anticipate your game?
No,
what do you have by normal measures?
He didn't do this in a sense. In a sense, we both made the same mistake. He didn't want to get his hands dirty. He just thought, well, I'm the better player. I outranked this guy by 70 points. Well, I'm Karpov. I've been world champion. You know, he sort of looked at his biography, and instead I was playing the man he was then. And he simply found it very difficult to adjust. He didn't want to get his hands dirty. He didn't want to fight. He just sat there expecting me to make mistakes. And of course, I was prepared for this. I was not making mistakes. But in a higher sense, I made the same mistake later on. Once I was getting very comfortable positions, I wasn't interested in messing them. You know, it's like this Rubik's Cube. Once you've solved, let's say, 4 sides, but you had to mess up the 4th side in order to get the 5th and 6th. It was like this. I had these very beautiful positions. And sometimes I really had to get down and work and solve this. But I expected the position to play itself very often. There's a problem in experience, I think, in that match. I don't think I was high-strung in this match. I was, in fact, very relaxed. Even after I lost, it took a while to sink in. I was very cheerful when I lost.
You're not awed by his strategy, the strategy of a supreme player?
I wasn't awed. The point was, I wasn't awed as long as things were going well for him. I just thought, well, I expected this. But when things started to go well for me, I was a bit surprised. Well, I can't call raw at him. It was more, how am I getting such a good position against this guy?
Was Karpov the toughest player you ever played with in your life?
At that time, yes. I mean,
now?
Well, since then I've played a match with Ivanchuk, who certainly in that year was extremely formidable. And of course, I've played several games with Kasparov. So Kasparov clearly is the strongest player I've played.
Do you think age is an advantage in this game now?
Yes, increasingly so. A lot of people are finding that we're suffering from the same problem that, say, well, a lot of people in the world are suffering from, drowning in information. Chess was, to some degree, exempt from the information boom.
Those days, we used to have only 3, 4, 5 books. Now, I have got minimum 55 books, and some magazines are coming to me. Others have got softwares, and all this aid was not available then. So olden days were different, this age is different.
The point with younger players is that, you know, in the long run, they're going to be better and better and better. And in long games, it's always going to be much nicer for them. Also, the older players also have problems here. Let's say the difference between Karpov when he's playing his 47th tournament and me when I'm playing my 17th tournament are not anywhere near the same as when Karpov is playing his 30th and I'm playing my 1st. This is really the point. If I, let's say, have 3 tournaments, then I have enough experience to understand, have a fair picture of what's going on. A young player can manage with very little experience. And the experience barrier diminishes.
Playing with these youngsters and boys, I have to cope up with their latest knowledge. So I am subscribing few magazines and latest information, international information is coming. And that's how I am just managing.
How would you evaluate your peers in India, Dibyendu Barua and Thipse?
Peers is a difficult sense. They're a whole generation ahead. I mean, Dibyendu's 1 generation ahead, and Praveen's probably 2 generations ahead. Praveen was already a national champion when I was just starting out. But, well, Praveen is a strong international master. He's gotten his, he got a grandmaster norm, which is expired now, and well, he's always so close, but he's not really going on to getting it.
Why didn't they reach as far as you did?
Well, I simply can't answer this.
Do you see their game falling? Do you see their game improving?
Well, most chess players have these peaks and valleys.
About Viswanathan, nowadays they are calling him Vishy, like our Viswanath. Abroad also I have heard that. And when world computer is rating him world number 3, all the scientific instruments are rating him world number 3. Who am I to rate him differently?
He had a problem earlier, that was he used to play too fast. Well, his main talent is in his intuition. The moves come to him automatically.
His negative point is maybe he is good in so many varieties of the openings, but he is not master in particular opening, like Ivanchuk or Kasparov at that highest level. So I think he is slightly weaker in the opening. And one more thing I think that is he is not capable of outcoming his in a bad position.
You get angry with yourself when you make a mistake which is just about to lose your game.
Well, sometimes, you know, there's this cold chill going all through your body. Your whole body just goes cold for 1 minute. And then slowly your heart sort of takes over and sort of warms it up again. And let's say in a few minutes, you start to accept it. But if it's a sudden impact, that's what I mean. If you've been suffering the whole game, then you go quietly. But if it's a sudden impact, you know, you think you're going to take a half point back home, or maybe even a 1 point back home, and suddenly you realize you're going to take nothing back home. In that instant, if it's very quick, then there's this big chill in you.